Doc did a video on Josh Allen. It's going viral. Take a look. This is what Doc talked about. He clearly bangs that head. I know for a fact what that feels like, what it does. Ground right there. He looks out, Doc. I don't know about you. And then the smelling salt seems to be in play. And this is old school right here. This is old school football. This is old school, what we used to do. Smelling salt solved everything back in the day, Doc. Where you at with this? Give us your take before you get out of here. I appreciate you jumping on.
We have these in our office for a reason.
Woo!
This is what he has. This is my procedure chair. So right here. It's right here.
So wait.
For good reason. You need it available. You need it immediately. But that's not to fix the concussion.
No shit, no doubt.
That's to wake someone up if they're visual.
Tell everybody what it does. Tell everybody what that salt does.
It will. It's such a noxious stimuli. It wakes you up unless you're dead. Like, it's awful. I mean, it is. You crack it and it's like. I mean, and people are like, what just happened? But here's where I'm at with this. If you look at this video, this wasn't like, oh yeah, he got hit. No, he took a shot. Okay, that was third. But you know. They should take 5 to 8 minutes. If the first doc says there's no concussion, then the second independent neural trauma consultant should review. If the first doc says it's a concussion, then the second one doesn't need to because it's already a concussion. Obviously, the first one cleared it, which means the second one had to clear it. That means both of them, in my opinion, are liable. Yes, I understand you're losing the game. I don't care about the results of the game. That's irrelevant in the health of this patient. Right?
Doc, I'm just telling you, in a league where we say safety players, safety, blah, blah, we paint the field with fucking rainbows and all this other shit. We do so much other bullshit for optics. They don't care about these players.
I know they don't.
And break down the independent neuro and so they basically try to eliminate him from being involved in 6 minutes. That means, right? I mean, I'm not going to take him there.
Unless they did a rapid version of the concussion because they're like, hey, we're you know, the end of the game. But the timing of the game shouldn't impact your exam. I don't care if it's the first play or the last play. The timing of the game, that's why it's in a blue, non-see-through tent. He, you know, and they're like, oh, he's not a concussion protocol, McDermott said yesterday. Why? How is he not in the freaking protocol?
But Tua is every day. I mean, Tua
like,
hit his head. What's the difference, Doc? Real quick. I don't know how long you got, but Tua hit his head. Back of his head slams off the turf in his instant in 22.
Correct.
Josh hits the right side of his brain in 24. What's the difference in those two concussions? None. So
it doesn't completely work like that, but the back, in my opinion, is high risk for having what we call a coupe, contra coupe, which is kind of like bouncing forward and backwards. Jaw plays a role. Side, you know, there's a little less damage there, you know, in terms of padding and in terms of trauma. Back seems to be more front, seems more thick neighbors. But realistically, in my opinion, they went out of their way to clear him. And he should have been held out the rest of that game, regardless of who he is, regardless of anything else. And it's just, you know, and if it's almost like if the Chiefs did this, and like, oh yeah, he's fine. Like, if they did this with Tua, you'd be screaming from the rafters.
Here's the thing. I talked to Eric Weddle and I talked to Shaun King and all the NFL guys that we have every day on the show. And it's funny that, and I remember these in going and seeing certain doctors when they close doors and go and talk to coaches or GMs or upper management. Do you know that they really break down like if the game is on primetime TV or not as well? Primetime games are less likely to have less hands involved. You may not see a smelling salt. A game that's not on primetime, Doc, that may be a game that's a 1:00 game in fucking Newark. You might see a smelling salt and less hands involved, and let's go. You all right? Because there's not as many eyes on you. It's very interesting that the PR in this involved. Look at that. Look at that finger pointing at that smelling salt right there.
Yep.
As he's trying to hand that. Yeah, he's trying to hand that over. If that was last night's Monday night game, I doubt you see that.
No. Too many eyeballs.
Too many eyeballs, too much risk. So It's very interesting because that shit is real and it happens that way. And it's ironic that people don't, but everything now is on camera because later now you can show it because we caught it on some sort of camera.
The NFL needs to be held accountable for this, in my opinion. I love the product, but you can't have it one way and then change your mind and have it a different way for a different player.
Yeah. And do the teams get so what's the fine now when the team does something that's basically out of pocket? They're going to go and do some.
I don't know. I have no idea. It should be a pick. To be honest with you.
It's a joke. Yeah.
I got to take off.
Doc, appreciate you. I'll see you next week.